Hi, my name is Zira. I'm a former Pilates instructor, and I'm here to talk to you about negative feedback as a reformer Pilates or mat Pilates or yoga teacher, whatever it is that you're teaching in the sport industry. Let's talk about the bad, the ugly, and disastrous feedback that you might receive. So most likely when you first start teaching, you've already logged in some hours with your parents, with your family, with your friends, or maybe your friends' friends, etc. But at the end of the day, it's always like in this cute little bubble that you kind of created. This becomes a little bit problematic towards the end when you get so used to teaching people you can joke around with them in class. If something funny happens, you laugh with it. But then you apply to your first studio, and most likely when you first start teaching, there are going to be absolute strangers in there. Are you ready for that after going 2-3 months of just teaching your friends and your family? Probably not. Even just off the bat, you're probably going to be nervous because you already know there's, I don't know how many people in the class that I'm going to be teaching. I've never met them before. And these people probably also know that I'm new at what I'm doing. And you're just going to build up that nervousness. It's just going to keep on building up, like a bomb about to explode, basically, which is not really good. So most likely you are going to make mistakes. And probably, if you are like me, you're going to make a ton of mistakes. This is just a friend. I'm definitely not talking about myself here. Probably you're going to keep on forgetting the name of the class. So you're just going to walk in and say, hey, I'm this person. Welcome to class. And that's it. You're not even going to tell them what the class is. Is it a beginner class? Is it intermediate? You're going to forget all these things. And then you're going to call the ankle the elbow. These little things, they're going to add up. And next thing you know, after your first class, you're going to be like, damn, that was a train wreck. And then you're going to think to yourself, these people, they paid for this class. And then you're going to feel even worse. So do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not really a good place to be in. I think people really underestimate the stress that the new teachers get in the beginning. Be more understanding of yourself. It's completely normal. I mean, you go to classes with teachers who have had years of experience, and even they sometimes mislabel the ankle with the elbow. Actually, that's never happened. But let's just say in this scenario, it has happened, okay? So you don't have to be too hard on yourself. Honestly, it happens, whatever. I want the people telling you it does happen. And I'm still here. I have not been fired yet. It's still working out for me. Going back to the negative feedback. Give it 1 month that, you will probably make a mistake that, someone who's a regular is going to notice, and they come up to your boss or they come up to tell you and give you negative feedback. For me, it was actually my first day. Yeah. I got my first negative feedback on my first day. And I got my proper first negative feedback week 2. Honestly, ripped the band-aid right off. Should you care about the feedback? Hells yeah. Honestly, yeah, you should. Genuinely. What people say about you not being everybody's favorite teacher, it is true. You're not going to be everybody's favorite teacher. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't handle the feedback that you receive in a polite manner and actually make it constructive and helpful to your teaching. Really look into the feedback. Is it something as important as them telling you, hey, I think you could cue a little bit differently because I don't understand what you're saying? Or, hey, your warm-up is not a warm-up. You're jumping straight into a really hard exercise. If something like these two, this is feedback that you should really think about. And it's also not bad feedback. They're not saying you're a horrible person, etc. This is just, it's a business. These people are paying and you're getting paid. So, everybody wants to be happy here. Especially if this is your first time teaching, most likely you're not gonna notice this straight away, but the regulars especially, they actually care about you. They ask you, how are you doing? How was your weekend? You should care right back. And at the end of the day, we're all human and we all have feelings. So just be nice to your clients. And if they do give you a bad feedback and negative feedback, they're not saying it out of the badness of their heart. They genuinely want you to perform better, of course, so that they can get a better class out of it. Don't, make yourself even more nervous than you probably already are. Just recoup. Honestly, just recoup. That's what I would recommend. Thank you for listening to my rambling. I hope it made like a little bit of sense. Honestly, it didn't really necessarily make sense a lot to me. But I hope at least one new Reformer Pilates teacher can come out of this a little bit more positive and, not be too worried about getting a negative feedback. It honestly might not even happen. Even if it does, I'm still here. I have not been fired. So I must be doing an okay job.